Hi, it's Angie. I'm coming on today just to show you a little tiny haul that I got yesterday. As you can see, I'm in a different place. I'm at my son's. I'm cat and chicken sitting, and it is 9:30 in the morning. And as I'm sitting here, I can see out of the door into the garden, and I can see the chickens. They've had their breakfast and they're sort of preening themselves at the minute. Had them out yesterday, and the cat was brave and went out into the garden with them. Oh, he is there. I thought he'd gone over the fence. He's the grass is quite a little bit long because the chickens decimated the grass last year, so he's left it to get a bit long, and then he's going to cut it well, it's not that long, but he's going to cut it like at the end of the season. And there's not a lot he can do really while he's got chickens, because they will just decimate the grass when it's short. But yeah, he loves to sit in the grass and like almost like hide as if he's hunting. But he's a bit of a wuss when it comes to the chickens, but he kind of likes to keep his eye on them as well. It's quite funny. So he's sitting there looking around in the garden at the moment. Oh, we had a cat incident yesterday. I thought, oh my God, he's going to hate me and he's not going to come home. He had what, about 3 weeks ago, he had an accident. My son got a call, because he's microchipped, my son got a call from the vet to say that he'd been involved in an accident, and it involved him being in, I was going to say hospital. He had to stay at the vet's for 7 days, and he had a little operation, and he's got his jaw wired. Now, I kind of thought when Adam said his jaw wired that it would be in his actual mouth, so he wouldn't be able to open his mouth like wide, but it's not. It's like under his chin, and obviously it goes into his jaw. I guess it must go into his bottom jaw, so he can open his mouth perfectly wide like to eat and that. But he did have a feeding tube for a couple of days, but he's good, he's fine. Yeah, he's okay. So yeah, the other day he came home, and then he came home with a manky tail. Must have been into a fight or something, and on Wednesday it looked a bit yucky. It's got a big scab on it, and he was like licking at it, and it was obviously bothering him. So the vet said to bathe it in cool boiled salted water. Well, no chance. He's not having any of it. And then yesterday he was doing really well. He didn't like bother with it at all. He wasn't licking it. And then he was outside. I always keep the door open when it's nice, like the patio doors into the garden. And I was making a cup of tea, and he came in, and I didn't know he'd even come in. And I turned round to go to take my tea bag to the bin, and he was right behind me, and I stood on his tail. Luckily, the bad bit is in like the middle of his tail, and I think I stood on the tip of his tail, and he yelped. Oh my God, he yelped, and he turned around and he gave me, quite rightly, a really terrible look, and bolted out the door into the garden. And he sat out there for a bit, and then he went on the fence, and I thought, oh my God, he's going to hate me. And I did go out and give him one of his licky sticks. They're like a cat yogurt in like a tube, a bit like a fromage frais tube, but it's obviously like fishy flavoured. I think, but so they call them like cat yogurts. And I did give him, you sort of hold it and squeeze it up the tube and they lick it off. And I did give him one of them, and he was okay. And then he went, and I thought, oh my God, he's not going to come back. He's going to hate me. But he did. He's fine. But he just keeps asking for food. I've never known a cat that's so food driven. And he just, he'll eat anything. He'll eat any brand of cat food. He's not fussy. He finishes it up. He's a great little cat. He really is. Loves his fuss and cuddles. Anyway, that's enough about that. Let's get on to this haul. It really isn't very big. I'm in Bishop Stortford, which is in Hertfordshire, and it's a town, and it's really historic. There's a lot of historic buildings, a lot of independent shops, but it's a nice selection of shops. I've forgotten what I was going to say. Oh yeah, there's loads of charity shops. There must be, but then I don't know, our charity shops in town, it just seems to make the area look ratty scratty. But these are great. There's about 9, maybe more. There's even one locally by our Sainsbury's, which I'll be going into in the next couple of days. Just so much stuff. And you know how I see a lot of people on YouTube, they've bought like fabric from, or clothing from charity shops for the fabric. Our charity shops are rubbish at home and they're expensive, and they're really reasonable, and I found so much lacy clothing that you could use and glittery stuff, and I ended up, there was almost like so much choice in all the shops. I didn't get anything. One small little scarf, I just didn't. I was a bit disgusted at myself. I thought I should have got something, but didn't know what to get. You know, what kind of things do you crafters buy, clothing wise? You know, to you know, use in your projects. What sort of things do you find useful? So without further ado, I will show you what I got. As I say, it wasn't very much. So the first thing I got was some more cat litter tray liners. He doesn't use his litter tray very often, but just in case, I have set it up in here for him, and I couldn't find any more liners, so I just picked up one bag of those. As I say, not very exciting. I was looking for buttons, because it's one thing that I haven't got a lot of, and I did find in, I think it was the Salvation Army charity shop. Now that was the most expensive of the lot, they were pricey, but I did find some buttons at a reasonable price, and I'll try not to tip them all over the floor. It's this little tub of mixed buttons, really mixed. They didn't come in this tub, they came in a bag, but I always bring tubs with me to put little things in, bits of food and stuff. So yeah, I've used one to put the buttons in, so I thought that was a good £2 worth. There's some on you know, the buttons that are on the cards as well, and there's a couple of nice metal pieces in there as well that could be used in like mixed media on a canvas or whatever. So I thought for £2 that was quite good. I went into the Works. There is a Works. There isn't a Poundland or anything, but there is a Works. And they had nothing. They were putting out Christmas stuff, and the girl said, oh, it's been so popular, but they're having, and we're having like 2 deliveries a day, and it's all Christmas. So I might go back into town next. I'm here till Wednesday. I might go back in on Monday or Tuesday, have a little wander into town. But this is what I did get. I've not seen this one before. Basic backgrounds, and I thought that would be nice for my cards that I'm making while I'm here. Oh, here we go. You know how useless I am at flipping, especially this angle. So you've got like marble, there's 3 of each. You've got a pale blue and white stripe. That's a nice like greeny gold marble. Got a green and white, get a bit nearer, polka dot. That's nice, like a blue and gold, yeah, bluey gold marble. Got a bluey sort of check, or diamond pattern, I should say. Then you've got a pink and grey marble. That's nice, I like that one. Pink and white spots. I think this is a lovely pad actually. Yellow diamond one. Then you've got like a yellow and grey marble, and I think that's it. Yeah, as I say, 3 of each. That was £1.50. I thought that was really nice. That was the only sort of paper pad they had. The only Christmas thing I did get was, you know me and me bling, the blingy berries and holly. And they're like it's like holographic green leaves and little red adhesives for the berries. And they all obviously peel off individually in like pieces. So I did get those. And I did get these wooden angels. I thought possibly for my cards. They're a bit small, but I might be able to incorporate them somewhere. So I've got some of those. And then from the charity shop, so there's a shop. I was Googling online, and I found in the town, I think it's Little Clare Hospice Book and Music Store. So it's quite a big shop, and it's books, secondhand books and secondhand music, and they sell it, as I say, raising money for the Little Clare Hospice. And I went in, and you know how you go into like very often like secondhand bookstores, and they're sort of a bit everywhere and jumbled up, and they're quite small. And well, this is like proper, it's like walking into Waterstones. The books are arranged in every category possible, and it's so neat and tidy, and you don't get that old book smell either. It's really weird. And then you've got like the music stuff on the other side, which obviously I didn't bother really looking at. And I thought, oh, it looks like it's going to be expensive, you know, it just looked like one of those stores. And I just picked sort of up generally some books to have a look at the price, and they were £1. Honestly, they were so reasonable. It was ridiculous. I could have come home armed with books full of books, you know, arms full of books rather. So many of them. One thing I did want was a Rupert annual I was looking out for, because I've sold all my Rupert images on Etsy, so I wanted to get some more. And indeed, Rupert annual, don't know if you can see the price, £1. So you can't moan at that, can you? What I did also find was lots and lots of sheet music. They had like 3 boxes full. So I got the sort of large, I think it's just a little bit wider than A4. I have got a big book of it at home, but I thought it'd be nice just to have a small amount handy. £1. Absolutely brilliant. They had some that was a little bit more aged. They did have some like bigger books that were £2, but I thought that'll do me for now, just a little bit. So I got that. Then I went into a charity shop, and they had, I can't remember which one it was, they had lots of these, lots of books, and this was 40p, and it's an old mathematics book, but I got it for the type of paper. Like, there was so many, and I chose this one. It's like graphs and there's all sorts. I just thought I haven't got any paper sort of like that. They'd make quite nice envelopes, little envelopes. So I bought, so that was labelled 40p. And then I saw a box full of, I thought they were curtains to start with, because there was a lot of like curtaining fabric. And as I looked, I realised it was bits of fabric, all sorts of bits of fabric. So I asked how much they were. So she said, oh, maybe 50p each. So I picked out, it's only a little bit, but I absolutely love like vintage images. So I picked out this piece. So it has had a bit cut out of it, as you can see. Oops, as you can see. But I thought I do like that. So I picked up that. And also, oops, fold that up. Also a big piece of Hessian. Massive big piece of Hessian. It's probably about ½ metre. So I was expecting to pay like 50p for that, 50p for that other bit of fabric, and maybe, you know, 40p for the book. So when I went to the till, she said, oh, call it £1. And that's what I found they're like here. They just sort of, you take stuff up, and even when it's priced, they're just like, oh, call it this, call it that. They don't seem to charge you like the full prices. It's quite bizarre. In B&M, I did pick up another one of these Wham boxes. I am so addicted to these Wham boxes. I love them. And I was using this one last night, actually. I was doing some cutting out, one of my books, you know, my ephemera books. I was cutting some bits out, watching the telly. And I was using that to collect the bits, you know, as I was cutting out. So I've already put that to good use. Then this is the scarf I got, and this was £1. And I love it because it's like a vintage pink. I don't know if you'll pick it up properly on the camera, but it's like a vintage lacy pink. And then the sort of lacy flowers are cream. And they've got I really don't think it'll pick it up, but it's got like a glitter to it. Don't know if you might see more from a distance. See the lights going in and out. I think my tablet's struggling with light a little bit. And then it's got that lovely edge. So I did get that, and it is more, it does look different in real life. It is more of a vintage pink. It just looks more like baby pink on there. And then the last thing I got, as I say, I didn't get a lot. Oh, I did get a magazine, but that was from Tesco's. I don't know where I've put it. Oh, it's here. Hang on. I did see it in Smith's. It's Crafts Beautiful. And it's got some really nice images on, like autumny sort of fruits. But it's got a bee die on it. And there's a couple of bee stamps. And there's a load of images like... Bumblebee Beauty, be as in B-E-E, happy, be, just be yourself. And I thought they would look gorgeous watercoloured. So I did get those, and it came with a magazine. You know, you get these free magazines like advertising like different cards and stuff. And it had some images in there, and they're like autumn, pumpkin-y, you know, like the papery type image, you know, the papery type things. I always save those, and I've got a drawer with those in at home. So the one thing I was really pleased to get, I used to have this, I went through a phase a few years ago of having this, maybe not every, I think it used to come out every 2 months, I'm not sure, but I used to have it every now and again, and it's Daphne's Diary, and they've changed the cover. It just used to be normal paper when I used to have it, but now it's really thick and textured. And if you don't know what Daphne's Diary is, it's a magazine that's produced in the Netherlands, and at the top it says DIY, interior, vintage, garden, recipes, trips, mindfulness. Just have a drink of my tea. Sorry about the light going in and out. And it's £7.50, so it's not cheap, but apart from the fact that it's a great magazine to read, it is literally designed to be... That's a doily, and that's perforated. You can perforate that out. It is all literally designed to be cut up and used, and the images are absolutely amazing. There's some stickers there. There's 2 sheets of butterflies. They're double-sided butterflies that you can cut out. I mean, look, I don't know if you'll see those images there. They're like modelling paste flowers, and they look so real. There's a big poster in the middle, big fold out poster of like sea creatures under the sea. I mean, look at the back page again, you've got the texture, but just look at the images. They are, so the whole thing is just designed to be cut apart and used, and then you just have like random pages of like decorated papers. You've got this sort of thing, like they're showing you how you can put them around like a plant pot, but obviously you can use them in any way that you want. And you've got more papers. It's just an absolutely lovely magazine, but always interesting to read as well. And it's always themed to either like to the season, or say holiday that's coming up, you know, Christmas, Easter, whatever. And the tops of the pages are also just so the margins are so decorated. Like this one here, you've got like the lavender, so you can use it. I mean, I've very often taken small punches and punched bits out of the margins. They're just so nice. One thing that did catch my eye in here, if I can find it, it was a what sort of recipe? It's the article was titled Leftover Day, and it was saying bananas that are starting to turn brown, don't throw them away. You can turn them into banana bread in the air fryer. And I thought, oh, because I hate bananas when they're not ripe. As soon as they start to get those brown spots, I can't eat them. And it shows you using eggs, oats, flour, baking powder, salt and ripe bananas, a recipe for banana bread in the air fryer. You can put it in the oven as well, but I am definitely going to try that. So yeah, that's my little haul, and I hope you're still with me after all my catty talk today. Just update you, if you saw a previous video, hubby is going to have his legs dressed, and the wound, it's an ulcer, it is healing really, really well. So much so, I think the first layer of dressing, he has like 8 layers of different dressings. No, 7 layers of different dressings. The bottom layer is impregnated with silver, which you may or may not know if you know about dressings. Silver helps to heal dressings, and there's an antibiotic in there as well. And it's doing so well, she's going to try the same dressing without the silver and see how he gets on. So yeah, it's healing up great. The tissue, there's not so much slough tissue, and you've got the pink granulating tissue underneath. It's really doing well, so that's good. And I think it's making him feel a bit better as well, because obviously it was getting him down that he can't move and can't do anything. And he did manage to walk a little bit yesterday without his walking stick in the house, because he's had to revert back to using that in the house. Still hurts him to put weight on, but we're looking at just taking out travel insurance now for our holiday in late September, just in case he can't drive or can't make it. At least we'll be covered for cancellation. So yeah, with my spine surgery, unfortunately it'll be 2 years in October, so it falls within the 2-year period of like when we're going away. So I have to put that down as a condition. And obviously, because I was looking at some quotes last night, because one of my tablets is tramadol, it's classed as like what do they call it, not high risk, I can't think of the word. It's one of the it's the same as morphine and the opiates. It's one of the drugs you have to sign for when you collect, so that probably puts it up a bit, but I think we're looking at about £186. But also it's quite an expensive holiday, so because of the type of accommodation we've booked, so I think that's putting the price up as well. So with my medical history and his, it's yeah, probably looking at about £186. So anyway, it's worth it, isn't it, in case we can't go. So yeah, gosh, this is a chatty one and probably a really boring one. So yeah, speak to you all soon. Bye.